Welcome. Welcome, Asian American Studies students. We will be going over the paper guideline. And yes, I do know that you'll be listening to this on 3x. So I will talk slow, but you can make me go fast. Now, the first thing I want you to do is put your last name on the top top right of your sheet paper. So it looks like this. If this was a paper, it'd be right here. You want to put your last name on top and also the page number. Okay, put that right on top every single page. Okay. Second thing, and after you do that, I want you to put an X. Okay. Now the second thing I want you to do is actually make a single space, 2.5 pages, single space. Now you might think, wow, she's very specific. Well, here's the reason why. When I was at UCLA, I was taking class, and at UCLA, all the classes are 500 students, 300 students, and you're sitting there. And, as a high school student, I did well and I won some national writing awards. But when I got my first paperback, I got a C and I screamed in a hallway of 500 people. And I was like, what? And I, went through everyone, 500 people. I was like, everyone got a C. Every single person got a C. And I met one person who got an A in the class, and that person on the paper was a professor child, right? And I was like, what? I looked at their paper, and they formatted it this way. And I said, hey, excuse me? It was no different. My paper was no different from theirs. It was just, I didn't know this formatting. And I said, how do you know this? And they said, oh, my dad taught me. Right. And I was like, oh, so then I thought, as God is my witness, I will do it formatted and I will tell students exactly how to do it. And they will not have this like secret knowledge because unfortunately, academics is secret knowledge and only the privileged few or the ones who are very like high hustling find out. Okay. So that's why the reason I have this like guideline and I want you to go through it and do it exactly. So I want you to, once you do this, I want you to copy this all, put it at the end of your paper. Okay. So copy the paper guidelines and also the rubric, put it at the end of your paper. Also, I want to X, okay, when you've done it. Put your full name. Let's say Fabiola, last name, Anthro, the date, Professor Bond, the next title, a subtitle, okay? What's after your title? Line 2, a thesis argument. I argue that otakus are part of this like long history of fetishization of Asian women, which is why we have so much like violence against Asian murders and essays against because this global, hatred of Asia, which is Orientalism. Okay. Now, next thing, very important. This is the most important thing. And see how I put in yellow? I asked all these different students, I said, who we all got C's except for the one kid. I said, why did you get an A on your paper? He said, oh, I actually quoted the class readings like 5 to 10 times. He's all, my dad tells me that every time you take a class, the professor wants you to learn things. And that's why you have to quote from the readings because the professor wants to know that, did you read the class? Did you take the class? Are you cheating? Is this AI? No, you got to quote from the read. And I was like, and I thought to myself, why doesn't the professor tell you that she or he wants you to quote from the class? Why doesn't it's like, but again, this is secret knowledge. I'm going to make this even bigger secret knowledge, right? That people do not tell you, right? But that's the secret chicken. You have to go back into whatever class you're taking, sociology class, anthropology class, Asian American study class, doesn't matter. You need to go back into Mulan, go back into Orientalism, go back to Moana, go back to the best that we can do, go back to the paper management, and you must cite something. You have to make it work. You're like thinking, oh, the question I always get is, but it doesn't exactly fit. You make it fit. You find a way where it overlaps. And that's how it's called critical thinking. And that's how you learn. Okay. Now, then they want you to do is they want you to actually find 5 quotes from other sources. Okay. Like look at 5, and they should be peer reviewed. No Wikipedia, no AI generate, no ChatGPT, no Alexa. You can use articles, peer reviewed art. And guys, I have to tell you, they're scanning all the papers now. Every single paper is being scanned by AI to see if it is copying. I'm kind of on the fence for AI because I kind of know what AI is, and AI is kind of like a Wikipedia, but kind of a mass cheating because I Googled myself once and I saw like I ChatGPT myself once I saw my own words used to describe me. So I knew that it was actually plagiarizing myself. So the thing is, all these things are plagiarism. You just don't know. ChatGPT comes up with its two sentences. But here's the thing, that sentence that comes up is actually from a scholar who wrote that sentence. So it's kind of like mass plagiarism. That's what it is. Mass for images, for text, etc. So I'm not like exactly a fan of it because I know what it is. It's plagiarism. Okay, so the second thing is a 12-point font, Arial or Roman, 1 inch at the top, left mark. Yes, that's true. I had a student, you know what I'm talking about. All right, now also very important, put the bibliography at the end. No footnotes. Once again, I'll put explanation. No footnotes, okay? First of all, and very difficult to read. Second of all, do references. We're going to do social science style, which is Chicago. Always do Chicago, okay? Very easy to understand. Then remember, this is 2.5 pages. So some students want to turn a 1-page paper, or one student wants to 10 paper. Try to keep it 2.5 pages. That'll be great. Okay. Now, if you cite twice, the first time it's Chan, page number 10. The second time it's the same. If it's 2 in a row, you're going to go, I bid 212, and then the page number. Okay. Then you want to make sure your thesis argument has multivariate backing. And again, there's a 24-hour extension. No questions asked. No need to email me for permission. Okay. You automatically get it. So again, you automatically, I know life is tough, and life, you automatically get it. And no points taken away after 24 hours. Okay. Okay. But after 24 hours, okay, 10% cut per day, 10% cut per day. Okay. So there you go. Okay. All right. And again, after let's say 10 days is 0%. So right after 10 days, after 10 days, the papers will not be accepted. Okay. So there you go. Okay. All right. Then we have first things first. Again, there's a million ways how to write a paper, a million ways. This is literally just one way. Okay. But again, English majors are going to say, oh, I do it. Okay. Everyone does a different way. I'm giving you a rubric. You don't have to do this way. Other people do a different way. Caveat. Okay. Title, thesis, abstract. Give me a thesis. Look how specific I am. Line 1, line 2, line 3. Abstract. Give me a abstract summary. Give me a significant. Why is it important? Literature review. Cite our class 5 times. Literature review, history, limits of the study, further research and reference. Okay. So again, here it is. And I hope this is helpful. I'm going to turn off now, and let me stop the thing. Let's see. I hope this all. Please come to my office hours. I'm very happy to help you with your paper.